So in a recent video, I talked about how ripped the Force is as a performance device, because you have the knobs you can use to control things, this XY pad, then all these pads to launch clips. You can have a drum rack or samples over here, and then these pads can be macros. And let's not forget about the crossfade. I mean, that is a hell of a lot that you can do right on that surface. So if you're thinking about wanting to use the Force like a performance device on steroids, here are some things you might want to keep in mind. Number one, you got to just consider that it's going to take a lot of time to set up and dial in. There are no effects racks for the macros, so every single element needs to be programmed. Number two, if you're going to actually go through all that work to set something up, you probably want to save it as a template. And then as a template, you're going to use the same thing to create all your tracks. You're going to want to map that to either the subtracks or the master track. Now, that's going to be great to have a template of all these macros that you can use, but here's the one downside. Currently on this version of the Force firmware, 3.0.6, but if you're hoping to capture the automation for all these macros in the arranger view, it's not going to happen. And that's because the arranger does not capture any automation for subtracks or the master track, which seems really dumb, but that's how it currently stands. Now, with so many options, the knobs, XY pad, and all that kind of stuff, how do you decide which ones to use for which kind of effects? Well, each one is different and presents some different opportunities. I think the XY pad is great for quick movements. You want to just touch and bounce off. Knobs are way more precise, and generally they will stay where you put them unless you use momentary. Pads are the most interesting ones, I think, because they're very imprecise. You're just using pressure. Very hard to gauge that. They're also great for turning things on and off or muting. Anything you need to just touch a button, have it go on or off. Plus, you can touch several of them at once. And then the crossfade is great too because it moves so fast. Anyways, with all these opportunities and all these people out there using the Force, I thought it'd be kind of fun to use this video as a way to attract comments, have people share creative ways that they're using the macros. So leave a comment to share your ways that you set up macros on the Force. Oh, by the way, if you're new to this channel and you missed out on the other videos I have on the Force, you can click up here to access the playlist.